Casey saw Damon standing in the hallway, and she wondered, where did the woman from that morning go? Did Damon send her home? Casey knew that after the cold treatment Damon gave her, this did not seem the time to ask such questions, and she needed to show that she would not get in his way. Alpha Damon, I see that something weighs on your mind. I don't want to appear nosy, but I hope you know that I will help you in any way I can. I can ask my father to assist you if necessary, Casey spoke. Damon didn't want to talk to Casey, but he knew that she would not leave easily, and he knew that Talia would come out of the kitchen at any moment and head up to her room. If Casey noticed that Talia headed to the third floor, Casey might suspect something. He wanted Casey to leave the packhouse as soon as possible, but for that, he needed a reason to send her away, or he would risk angering her father and causing problems for his pack. Hearing that Talia said goodbye to Stephanie, Damon put his hand on Casey's back and pushed her toward the direction she came from. How about we continue this talk in the living room? Damon spoke. Casey's face lit up. He wanted to talk to her. Talia felt in a good mood. The day started with a dose of stress when Alpha Damon woke her up, but the rest of the day seemed wonderful. And it got better because in only a few hours, she would join Stephanie in the kitchen and start her epic journey that would make her a culinary master. Talia held on to the handrail of the staircases, and her eyes fell on two figures a moment before they disappeared in the living room. It seemed just for a moment, but she definitely recognized them as Alpha Damon and Casey, as she saw Casey's profile as she gazed at Alpha Damon with hearts in her eyes. The mood seemed harmonious, and it confirmed that whatever issue they had that morning, it did not seem an issue anymore. Talia felt numbness overcome her senses as she made her way upstairs, down the hallway, and she felt unsure how she found herself on the bed. Talia chanted silently that whatever she felt, she should not allow and she should stop it because it would lead to heartbreak. It seemed only one morning of kindness, and to Damon, it didn't mean anything, just how she didn't mean anything, and she should not deceive herself that it seemed important. Alpha Damon took her with him from the Red Moon Pack on a whim because he felt pity for her. She should not delude herself that it seemed anything like friendship, because Damon only made sure that her health seemed fine, and that she had basic needs covered, and everything else just seemed kind, so that his conscience stayed clean. Talia remembered how heartbroken she felt when Olivia left. It happened because no one else cared about Talia, and she ended up latching onto the person who treated her as human. She wouldn't allow the same thing to repeat. As soon as Dr. Travis said that Talia seemed fine, she would move out of the packhouse and get accommodation and duties like other Omegas and leave all this behind her. Alpha Damon belonged to a different world, the one where other alphas respected him, and women like Casey and Marcy got to swoon over him, and Talia represented a nobody. That seemed the truth, and she should not deceive herself that it seemed anything else. Alpha Damon gave her a morning full of wonderful surprises, and that seemed enough. It had to be. Maybe one day she would find a man who would treat her well all the time, even when others stayed present. It seemed close to 5 o'clock in the afternoon when Talia dressed in a pink t-shirt with purple kittens on it and blue leggings. Yes, Alpha Damon told her to wear clothes that he bought for her, but she knew that the kitchen could get messy, and she didn't want to ruin good clothes. And besides, considering his mood swings, he probably changed his mind and wouldn't even look at her. Talia shook her head and told herself not to be silly. She would not see him. Damon seemed a busy alpha, and he had no time to linger in the kitchen. What happened that morning would not happen again, and she would not delude herself. Talia looked at herself in the mirror and gave herself a stern look while pulling her hair into a ponytail. "Snap out of it!" Talia spoke to her reflection. "Instead of daydreaming, focus on things that will happen and make the best out of it." Talia didn't have an easy life, and she felt determined to use this opportunity to her advantage. She already left the Red Moon Pack, and even though things here did not seem perfect, it seemed much better because she got access to things that would allow her to become self-sufficient. Talia knew that she couldn't be disobedient if she depended on others. Yes, she could leave, but where would she go? Talia didn't have a wolf, or speed, or strength, or anything else that came with it. Technically, she seemed human, an unskilled one. Considering all that, she couldn't join another pack. Who would accept her? Unless she got a job as a restroom cleaner, she would end up on the street, and that did not seem something she wanted. Talia felt unsure if she wanted to stay in the Dark Howlers pack, and she felt grateful that Alpha Damon didn't bring up the point that she needed to officially join his pack. Her plan involved postponing that ceremony as much as possible, because if she formed the mind link with the pack, it would seem much more difficult to leave stealthily. No matter what, Talia didn't want to attract attention because her experience so far showed that attention meant trouble. At this point, other than a few people in the pack house, no one knew of her presence, and she would do her best to keep it that way. Talia felt determined to use this time to learn skills that would help her if she ever found herself on her own, and she would start with cooking. Helping in the kitchen sounded like a much better job than cleaning restrooms, and as a kitchen helper in a restaurant she might get leftovers, which seemed an added bonus. For now, Talia decided not to ask for any special dishes from Stephanie. She would include food groups that seemed lacking as snacks, or maybe make something on her own when the kitchen seemed free. With this approach, she would not stand out, and she would maximize the hands-on learning that she got from Stephanie. Talia grabbed a tablet with an intention to take notes and maybe look up recipes, and she made her way downstairs with renewed vigor. "Hello, dear," Stephanie greeted Talia enthusiastically. "You seem on time." "Of course. It seems my first day at work. How can I be late? What are we making today?" Talia spoke. Stephanie loved Talia's energy. "Ah, I wish that my Lisa had your passion for cooking." Talia heard several stories about Lisa from Stephanie, so she knew that Lisa represented her daughter. "Not everyone seems into cooking." Stephanie shook her head helplessly. "While she stayed here, Lisa seemed young, and we had many omegas in the pack house. So other than washing vegetables occasionally, she didn't do much. My sister doesn't have children, and she treats Lisa like a princess. I have no idea what that child will do when she starts her own family." Talia knew that she and Lisa seemed about the same age. "Lisa still seems young, and there exists time to learn. Look at me." Stephanie showed a warm smile. She really liked Talia's attitude. Stephanie knew that Lisa seemed beyond redemption in the kitchen. However, she didn't want to talk about it with Talia. It did not seem about time to learn, but about will, which Lisa didn't have. Stephanie's comment about how Lisa received the princess's treatment did not seem an exaggeration. "You said that there used to be many omegas in the pack house, but I barely saw a few so far," Talia spoke, and Stephanie understood that Talia wanted to know why the situation changed. "When Damon took over the position as the alpha of our pack, there existed several attempts on his life, and he decided to reduce the number of people who have free access to the pack house." Stephanie gestured toward the pantry. "If you get 2 large yellow onions, we will start on the marinade, and I can tell you more."
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.